Oh, hey everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of To the Max. I'm Brennan Tracy, and as you know, I play Max in the upcoming LTC theater production of Lend Me a Tenor. And this is episode 2 of my video diaries. So I want to apologize in advance because I don't have a lot of footage from rehearsals this week. Most of the time we were working on blocking, which is where to go and where to stand on stage. And since there's such a small cast, a lot of us are on stage a lot of the time, so I didn't really get a whole lot of footage, but we do have a interview. I interviewed Rachel Carter, who plays Maggie in the show, so that's coming up in this video, as well as my first Ask Max question and answer portion. So I hope you're excited. This will be a good episode. I can't wait for you guys to see it, and here we go. And we just finished our first rehearsal of week 2. Lots more blocking, trying to figure things out. Yeah, that's the process. So we're just done. Yeah, I'm not talking to myself. I'm making a blog.
I didn't see the camera. All I saw was you talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Good night. See you
Night.
tomorrow. My first week.
You're back. You're back. You were
Good to be here.
Yeah, we missed you last week.
This is the first week. Good to be here.
Good. We're glad to have you. Glad to have you. Hey everyone, I am in the dressing room with the lovely Rachel Carter.
Thank you.
So, Rachel, tell me what you're doing in the show. What are you doing in Lend Me a Tenor?
I play Maggie,
Mm-hmm.
your girlfriend, or as you like to say, your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Not really though. And I'm Maggie. That's what I do. I hopefully get to wear pretty dresses, and in the script it says I'm quirky, mid-20s, and pretty. So that was nice.
So, before we get into more talk about your character and your involvement in the show, let's talk for a minute about probably the greatest day of your life, which was when you met me. So when did you meet me?
I met you, oh my gosh, it was 2006, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing Grease here at LTC. You were, I think, maybe a sophomore in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was a sophomore or junior in college, I can't remember now. And it was awesome. At first, I was like, look at this tiny little boy, he's so cute and precious. And then it turned out I was correct. You were cute and precious.
Oh,
and you
thank
still
you.
are.
Oh, thank you.
And it started a lifelong friendship.
It
Thank
did.
goodness.
I remember during actually auditioning for Grease, because that was the first time I ever really auditioned for a show. We were in the same audition group together.
That's right, and we did the dance
No,
that
we were
Sharon
like-
choreographed, and somehow everybody in the group cut out an entire dance move. I hadn't thought of that in years.
Oh man, good times. And so then one of my favorite memories of Grease was during the song "It's Raining on Prom Night."
Oh my. We should explain for the viewers. It's Raining on Prom Night. The way we did it at the college was Cindy Harrell, I think was her
Yeah.
name? Cindy Harrell played Sandy, and she sang "It's Raining on Prom Night," and there was another singer who was supposed to sing with her. Well, instead of doing a duet, we used a recording.
Mm-hmm.
And the backup singer was a female, but sounded like a man. And it was the strangest thing.
This was weird. But this whole scene, Sandy's in her bedroom, whining because she didn't go to the dance.
Something lame.
Something weird. It's Grease. The stage version.
It's Grease.
That show makes zero sense to begin with. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But so while that was happening, we were backstage singing along. So we're gonna recreate this moment right now. It's not the recording that we used, but
unfortunately,
here we go.
it's raining
On prom
on
night.
prom night.
Oh, my hair is
a
la la.
mess.
I
We might
don't think
edit
we ever
that.
really learned the words, but
No,
because it wasn't our scene.
It wasn't our scene. We didn't really care all that much.
Don't even have my corsage, oh gee. It fell down the sewer with my sister's ID.
No, that's generally how it goes.
Then this is where she's like all,
And then she cries,
She's like-
and nobody cares because it's Sandy.
and then she changes to get her man.
Yeah. Then she becomes a bad girl.
Secret confession, I really love Grease 2.
Oh,
The movie
yeah.
version Grease 2. I do not like,
You-
I like it better than the first one.
You burned me the soundtrack for Grease 2
Oh my gosh,
during
so
Grease 1. And I would still have it if, like, 3 years ago, all my CDs were stolen. So that was fun.
I'll make you a new one.
There we go.
Okay, back to Lin Me Tenor. Back to on focus. Okay.
Again, careful editing will be happening.
Maybe not. I'm enjoying this. Okay, so your character Maggie is, I'm in love with Max. Max is in love with Maggie, but Maggie's like not really feeling it. She doesn't really know if she likes him or not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think she really does care about Max, but I also think that she, as she says in the show, she feels like she needs some wider experience.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that Maggie is kind of dumb because she's not seeing the amazing thing in front of her face. But that's just a personal, that's that face right there. That's just a personal thing, but I do get a little annoyed, like, when Max is talking about how he proposed to her and she just kind of belittles his proposal.
Mm-hmm.
That bothers me a little bit, but she does feel like she needs some wider experience, and I guess I can understand that in a sense.
Cool. So you've mentioned that you just said that you were kind of annoyed with her character, but what about her do you relate to? What about her do you see in yourself? If there is anything, there doesn't have to be anything.
I guess if anything, I do kind of understand the wider experience thing, because there are times where I feel like, you know, it would be nice to branch out of, not necessarily my relationship, I love my boyfriend, but of Robinson and, you know, just the small town area, but only a little bit. For the most part, I really don't relate with Maggie. I like her as a character, but she's young, and I sometimes, like, reading the lines, I feel like I'm a little more mature than her. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm not as mature as I think I am.
I think one of my favorite moments about Maggie, and I don't want to give too much away because I want people to come see the show, but is when she gives who she thinks is Tito, she gives a pep talk that really kind of inspires that character to go forward and do his thing.
That is a nice
That's
little
that's
spot.
right before intermission actually of the show. That's a really sweet moment.
I feel like I should get that memorized now.
That's my favorite part. So if you screw it up, then I can't work with this. I can't
It's
do it.
okay.
So, but no, I've enjoyed. We've only had a couple of rehearsals, but I think everyone's kind of starting to figure out our characters. And
As I've said at a couple rehearsals, I think the hardest thing isn't going to be the lines so much as the blocking. A lot of the getting the door slamming things timed correctly, that's going to be the hardest part. But I think everybody's doing really great so far, finding their characters, and I mean, even with the memorization, it's still pretty early, but everybody's doing a great job with that part. But the characterization, I think, is really coming along nicely.
I would agree. And like with the whole door slamming stuff, we can't really rehearse it until the doors are actually on stage, and they're actually out there right now building the set. So it'll be done someday.
That's the strange background noise you hear.
So during the shows that you've done multiple shows out here.
Yeah. I think this is my 8th or 9th. I can't remember.
Awesome. What out of like the whole thing? Like, what's your favorite part of the process? Like, what's your favorite part about from
the entire process?
The entire process,
beginning
from
to
like first read through to strike. Strike is when we tear down the set, by the way, for those theater.
Those who don't know.
Yeah, theater
The
newbies.
non-theater types.
But strike is when we tear down the show. But anywhere from the first read through all the way to strike, what's your favorite part?
Definitely, I mean, the rehearsals for sure. Because part of the reason I do this is I love being around people. I love meeting new people. In this show, I don't get to meet really any new people because I kind of done a show with everybody in the cast. But I love talking to people, hanging out with them. And that's one of the things I love about theater in general, and the whole process is just the socializing. I mean, yes, we are also working, but we have fun, we laugh, we cry, we share secrets, we gossip, and it's just, for someone who isn't really very social outside of theater, it's a really, really fun process for me. I really enjoy that.
Good. So if you were talking to someone who, I asked Barb this question, but if you were talking to someone who doesn't necessarily like theater or doesn't necessarily like straight plays, what would you say to them to try and persuade them to come?
It doesn't matter if you like theater or not. If you like comedy, you're gonna love this show. I mean, that's just the long and short answer. Is it's funny, and I'll say this. My parents, they never liked theater before I started doing it, and now my dad, who lives in New Mexico currently, one big thing is whenever I do a show, he says, "Send me the DVD. I want to see it." And it's not anymore just because I'm in it. It's to the point now where he just wants to see a good show.
Good.
So I think if you say you don't like theater, you just haven't given it a shot yet.
I would agree. So is there anything else that you want to share, tell people, besides about how awesome
Well, other than how amazing Brennan is, not just to work with in a show, but to work with at a job, because we work together at LTC. I just want to share with people watching, if you're not involved in the show, just come give it a shot. I think you'll be really pleasantly surprised. If you just think that theater is nothing but flighty little musicals, then you will find out you are mistaken. This is no flighty musical, folks. This is not for the kiddies. This is for the grown-ups to enjoy. So just come on out and see it, and how can you say no to these faces? I mean, come on. Got a Vogue. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, you're not having me, I'm having you on my show. Thank you so much for joining my web series.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And I'm glad that we get to work together again.
Although I do have one request.
Okay.
You may say no if you want. So I will give away one thing. In the show, Brennan and I have to kiss multiple times. In the last 11 years, I have not kissed anyone other than my boyfriend. Would you like to have your first kiss with me on your show?
Oh, yes. Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Here we go. Ready? Yeah, here we go. First time.
First kiss, folks. You got it. Exclusive.
That's definitely first for this show. Wow. Awesome.
Might not be the last. You never know with the crew we're running with.
There we go. All right, thank you so much. Bye, guys.
We'll see ya.
Hey, everyone. I'm heading into rehearsal now, and in true Brennan fashion, I am running about 10 minutes late. That is a usual thing for me, but it doesn't look like we started yet, so it looks like I'm fine. So, we're here. So, Laurel made treats for us, and she's not helping me lose weight any. So, yes, they're delicious. Pumpkin no-bake cookies, and what were those again?
Chocolate stout cakes.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
So, thank you. Our set is coming along quite nicely. This is going to be the sitting room area. This is where a couch will be. We got the phone. And here will be the kitchen area and the door to the corridor. And then in here, this is the bedroom. There'll be a closet there, the door to the bathroom, the bed, everything going well. There's Angelina waving.
Right here.
She's so lovely. Okay, everybody, this is the segment of my show that I like to call Ask Max. This is part where I answer questions that have been sent in from people on Facebook and Twitter. I only have a couple questions this week, so hopefully within the next couple of weeks we get some more. But here we go. Here's the first question. Carla asked, I've heard tell of a reunion coming up. Do you know when that is? Yes, that is coming up. That will be part of our 40th anniversary celebration in April. It'll be April 18th, so mark your calendar. More information about that will be coming up within the next couple of months, so keep your eye out for that. Ryan Wells asked, will there be live unicorns on set? And will the acting be aimed at the levels of ham and cheese of the movie Lend Me a Tenor? No, I'm sorry, there will be no unicorns on set. They were too expensive to rent for this show. I'm really sorry. I was looking forward to unicorns being in an opera company in the 1930s. And I thought that would really add to the story, but unfortunately, we had to cut that part out of the show. So sorry about that. And as for levels of ham and cheese, I don't know what you're really talking about, but a ham and cheese sandwich is what I had for lunch today. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks, Ryan. And our last question of Ask Max for this week is from Mary Jackson. And her question is, can we have a touring production at Milligan? Now, for those of you who don't know, I went to a college called Milligan College in Johnson City, Tennessee. It's where I studied theater. Unfortunately, Mary, I don't think that a touring production can happen unless we get some funding. So if Milligan wants to fund our production to come down there, I can make it happen. I'm just going to throw that into the universe, see what happens. I would love to do a touring production of the show, but it's not in the works at the moment. So sorry. You should come up and see it though. Our show is October 8th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 24th, and 25th. So for you, Mary, to come up, or for anybody here in Crawford County, if you want to come see it, that's when our show is. So that's it for Ask Max, and that's the end of our episode of To the Max, episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you all again next week. Thanks. Bye.